All right. So the presenter has to finish his or her part before move on to the second presenter. Is it clear?
Okay.
You have to complete all your parts before you pass to another presenter. Okay. So then we'll start.
Alright. Vishnu ni lah. Perkenalkan diri dulu kah? Vishnu.
Please on your camera.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, start. Ozan present.
Oh, okay. Start ya. Okay, so a very good evening to Miss. Today we would like to present about movie scene analysis, and the movie name is The Big Short. Okay, so for this synopsis of the movie, we would like to the scene from the film titled The Big Short, released on 2015, was taken as our movie analysis task. This movie explaining the about the market crash in the mid 2000. A few finance experts observed the instability in the American housing market and predict its collapse. Throughout the scene, Denimus, Vinny Daniel, Otto Collin, and Mark Baum decide to meet with Jared Bennett.
Start.
Hello, hello.
Okay, continue.
Yes,
Continue.
continue. Continue.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Continue the synopsis or the next one. Hello. Okay. So we continue back to the synopsis. Right. Sorry. The space and territory. Okay. Next. First is okay. First is Vinny Daniel. The maybe a minute taker because he tracked the minute of the meeting because he jot down what Jared and other member have said. We can see it on the scene 1:45, 1 minute 5 seconds. Next is Jared Bennett or Mr. Bennett. At the start of the scene, 0:04 in scene 4 seconds, Mr. Bennett is waiting for the other members to attend the meeting. Therefore, he can be considered as the group meeting leader. Okay, next is Mark Baum. Mark Baum, sorry. Mark Baum, as we can see from his personal attitude and the way he talk in the conversation, Mark might be the boss of this company. Okay, next is Chris. Chris must have been an important person to Mr. Bennett because he is sitting beside to him from the start of the meeting. Okay, next is Yang. Yang, as we can see on the scene 2 minute 4 seconds, he also an important person to Mr. Bennett other than Chris because he is sitting beside Mr. Bennett as math specialist. The next is Denimus. He might be Mark's personal assistant because at the beginning of the scene, they both enter the meeting room together. Lastly is Protocoli. Protocoli may be also Mr. Bennett important person because we can see on scene 2 minutes 50 seconds. He support Mr. Bennett on what point he is talking about to convince Mark. Alright. So next is about shape of the meeting table. Something close to use of oval table in the session. Meeting table shape determine what type of control the leader has. It clear Mr. Bennett is the group meeting leader. This can be seen all over the scene, right? So next is proximity. The contact in the meeting can be assumed to be within personal reach. This is because they sat very close to each other and in the same company, as we know that they are workmate. It can be seen on the scene 009 second. And lastly, the territory workplace advantage. Mr. Bennett has an advantage in the workplace as he hold the meeting at his own workplace. Other people often have the same benefit of familiarizing themselves with their own working environment. They appear to be relaxed all through the meeting. So that's all for me. Thank you. Continue with time and space, object and artifact. Lena, we cannot hear you. Okay, okay, okay. Dengar, dengar. Okay, we can hear.
Can't hear you. Liana, we can't hear you. Yes, but not that loud. Can you speak louder? Can other presenter present their part first while Liana fix?
Okay,
Okay, continue.
time. Okay, next it is time. Can be said, can you hear me?
Yes, then.
It can be said that this is zero history group because other group member are not trying to understand him. They are just listen to the idea of Mr. Burnett since it's a discussion that's convinced Mark Bohm and other to make investment. They are not friends before performing this group, and Jared the most of the speaking time, but still other member given an opportunity to participate in the discussion. No one is absent during the meeting, and not all members are punctual since other members are waiting for the mark and they need at minute one arrive first to start the meeting. Next dimension is personal dimension. First is paralanguage. The intonation consists of four types, which is rising, falling, rise and false, false and rise intonation. Rising intonation is when high energy emotion is usually use this intonation. For Mr. Bennett, he speak in rising intonation to show that he is very sure and authentic about math that they need us at the minute two. And Porter Colin talk in rising intonation to in a shock saying that, oh, when he agreed that Mr. Burnett said he smelled money at minute 24 seconds. Next is falling intonation is when a voice fall on the final phrase. It is common when ask a question like what, why, where's. So Danny Moses speak in falling intonation and politely asked Mr. Burnett if he completely sure of the math at minute 1 and 54 seconds. Next is rise and fall intonation, which is when there is unfinished thought and conditional sentences, which is Bohm talk in a rise for intonation with curiously when he talk about why there is nobody talking about the bonds in minute 1.44 seconds. Next is fall and rise intonation. When they are not sure what to say, they usually use fall rise intonation. Vinny Daniel speak in full rice intonation when he answered Mr. Bennett's question on what smell is that because he not certain of the answer on minute 17 second. Hesitation noise is not available in this screen. Thank you. Vishnu may continue.
Next is kinesic. Kinesics is the interpretation of body motion, communication, such as facial expressions, gestures, and non-verbal behavior that related to movement of any part of body or the body as the whole. So in this scene, I found out in minutes 0.04 second, Mr. Venice showing posture where standing with hands locked behind the back near to the window. So this is the first picture of Mr. Venice, the left one, and then the second in minutes of 0.12 seconds, Mark Bong sitting where his arm crossed on the chest. In minute 0.18 second, Mukbang showing hands to face gesture where his finger covers the mouth and thumbs support the chin. In minute 0.56 second, Mr. Vanit pointing his finger to the blocks model in order to explain its idea. And then the minutes 1.45 second, Mr. Bond using hand gesture to explain his opinion. All the pictures are attached in left side, and then in minutes 2.10 second, Mr. Zhang convey his face expression like he was blurred in the discussion. Then minutes 0.02 2 minutes 18 second, Mr. Bond convey his face expression like how it is possible. And then 2 minute 23 second, Mr. Zhang using his hand gesture while he introduced himself in the discussion. Minutes 3.05 seconds, Mr. Danny Moses using gesture where his finger covers his mouth and head supported by the thumb, and that's indicate that he was thinking. And then the last 3.29 second, Mr. Danny Moses showing gesture where his hand on his nose while listening to the discussion. So this is for my turn.
Next, let me explain about the
Okay.
gaze part. Okay, gaze is about eyes behavior of discussion participants that display a numbers of personalities and social dimensions. Okay, from this movie clip, the gaze part start at the minutes 2 seconds, where when Mark opened the door, he looked at the Mr. Bennett, shows that he had acknowledged that the Mr. Bennett already arrived at the meeting rooms. Minutes 19 seconds, when Mr. Bennett asked about what smell is that, his secretary Chris looked away to think about the question asked by the Mr. Bennett, and then at the minute 21 second, he looked at Mr. Bennett to answer his question. Minutes 23 seconds, Danny Moses looked at speaker to show that he listens to Mr. Bennett as Mr. Bennett is asking about what smell is that and give answer to his questions. Minutes 40 seconds until 48 seconds, Mr. Bennett make eye contact with others to explain about voltage bond that made out of layers of trenches. Minutes 1.1 second until 1 minute 5 seconds, they listen to speaker explain about how to make money using Jenga. Minutes 1.33 seconds until 1 minute 35 seconds, Vinny Daniels make eye contact with speaker in order for him to jot down everything present by the speakers. it showed that he paid attention to what the speaker are talking about. Minutes 56 seconds, Danny Moses looked at Mr. Bennett to show his lack of interest with point taken by the speaker by saying that the Mr. Bennett are completely sure of the mask. Minute 2.10 seconds, they make eye contact with the guy's name Yang as the Mr. Bennett asking them to look at that guy. 2 minutes 24 seconds, Yang looked at the camera and explained about themselves that his name is actually Zhang. He do speak English and he got second place in national mass. Minutes 51 seconds, Porter Colin looked away to show his disagreement when the Mr. Bennett talk about credit default swap. And last 1 minute 3 to 27 seconds until 3 minutes 30 seconds, they look at the Jenga as the Mr. Bennett explained about what will happen to American housing market. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Next is object and artifacts. Object artifact that have in this movie scene is the first one, notebook, paper, pen, cup, handbook on the table. It is to portray the formal meeting discussion. In the minute 0.11 to 0.18. Next one, object that have in this movie scene is Jenga. Jenga is used as a prop to demonstrate the business that they have been discussed and how the plans go in the minute 032 until 034. Next is trash can. Trash can is to portray the B and double B that have as a meeting that have uh, the investment that risky and no money income in return, therefore it belong to trash where it need to be removed in the minute 1.19. The next prop that has been used is notebook and pen where Mr. Vani Daniel has been record any important meeting activity to show that they've been having a formal discussion in the minute 133 to 135 in the scene. That's all.
Okay, so thank you. Don't forget to upload
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
the
Mary.
recorded.
Freedom.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.